Hey, hello everyone. So glad that you're watching us again here at Mortgage Talk. I'm here with my sidekick, Miss Melissa. Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Kathy. Hey, everyone.
So glad you guys are here, and everybody knows I call her my Melissa. It's cute now. People will email me and quote, "My Melissa, thank her."
I've
So
received a few of those, and it always makes me smile.
yeah, I love it. I love it. Melissa's amazing. She's our director of marketing and IT and does so many things with us. And so I'm so blessed to have you. Thanks, Melissa.
Oh, well, thank you, Kathy.
You're welcome. All right. So I know we've been on a kick with our beautiful Home Select, which is an all-in-one program. Again, for those who haven't heard before, it's where compounded interest is the eighth wonder of the world and your friend, in my opinion. It may not be, but I call it that. So what that means, though, is that you have a home equity line of a home equity line in first lien position. There is a credit. Boy, okay, it must be Monday morning. You have a checking account that is tied to the loan. So as you put your deposits in, right, the balance lowers, and every night at midnight, you're paying interest only on the balance. And then at the end of the month, you pay off your bills. I say like the last 3 days of the month, you go pay your bills for the next month, and then that's going to raise. And then the next month you put in your money, and then pay your bills, put in your money, pay your bills, pay your money, pay your bills. That's why you can pay the house off sooner. That's why you also, it's a line of credit. You have this extra available line of credit for emergency situations or anything that you need. It is yours to access. So it is an amazing thing. Not everyone can qualify for this loan, I'm telling you that. So there are special qualifications. Got to have a great credit score. You've got to have reserves. And you've got to have a down payment. So not everyone can, but if you can qualify for it, you want to talk to us about it. That's what I can say. So I want to talk to investors today and do a scenario. This is an example. It is for educational purposes only, you guys. Nothing of this is cut in stone, but it just shows you how the system can work on your behalf as an investor. You might want this and be able to use it over and over. It is a phenomenal product. Also, this HELOC, you can draw from it for 30 years. After about 10 years, then it reduces and reduces down and continues to reduce some every year going forward. And you're able to still borrow from it, where a lot of HELOCs in like a second lien position, that may not at all be the case. So again, this is an example so that you can kind of see what we're looking at. So I want to just start with, I was looking at this for a client. It was a triplex, $600,000 loan balance. In this situation, you need 25% down for an investment product, okay? And so 25% down would be 450,000. And then we're comparing it in this case to a 30-year fixed at 7.25. All of this is estimated. Again, everyone's profile, credit, all of that, rate, time of year is going to depend on things. So this is simply an example for education. So if you took the 7.25 times the loan balance, the comparison loan payment would be $3,069. You don't have a technical payment in this loan. What you have is the deposits going in, and they're going to be more than the looked at payment. And that's how it wins. It wins because you have more money in you. If you don't have discretionary funds, this won't work for you. If your investment does not pencil and have extra money, this loan is not for you. But if you do, let me show you what can happen. It's pretty great. So in this case, they're getting $1,800 on each triplex. So they're getting $5,400 a month. It is done monthly. And then we're going to go to how does that work with expenses. So with the $5,400, we're looking at that pay. If it was a fixed loan, this is what that would be. So this is how this machine shows you what you're looking at. And then you have your taxes and insurance. And so when you put your deposits in every month, those funds are going to stay in there until your taxes are due, until your homeowner's insurance is due, or your investment insurance is due. And then you have extra money. So in this case, the extra money per month based on what comes is $1,546. So again, this is investment. So we're looking at what an investment would need. And so I'm saying 20% of it, 1,080, would be left over. The 466 is for expenses or possibly maybe you're paying a management company fee or something. Again, every profile is different. Example only. Calculate those results and look what happens. Beam, bam, boom, 17.1 years. You can pay off this loan for your investment property. Actually, you can have your renters pay off this loan for you, and versus a 30-year. So now that you've seen potentially how it may work for you and potentially how you could pay it off earlier, let me show you some of the other things that we can talk about. Let's talk about the pay down table. One of the beautiful things about the Home Select loan is that starting from day one, when you start putting the money in, you're starting to pay principal. So let's look, and you can see it takes a few months for it to not necessarily be negative. And so if we look at the 6 month, this is months, month number 6, you now have paid $2,866 towards the principal balance compared to your fixed one, which is $2,138. All right. Took you 6 months to get there. Then watch the magic happen. Let's go to 1 year. Now you have $9,100 paid towards your principal versus $4,300. Let's go to 2 years. So 24 months in, you have $22,800 towards the principal, $9,000 here. Guess what you do not have in a fixed loan? You don't have any access to any of your equity. Over here with the HELOC, you now have $22,800 potentially that you can borrow from in the line of credit to go do something else, or maybe it needs a roof, or maybe it needs a hot water tank. I don't know, but this would be an emergency fund or a fund you can use for more investments or something like that. You know, we have DSCR loans, you need 20% down as long as it pencils. So it's just a phenomenal loan. So let's just go. You got here 4 years. Now you have $53,700 towards the principal versus 19. And again, now you have $53,700 approximately. If you wanted to, you may be able to use that to go actually buy another rental property, you know, invest in something else, whatever. You're growing that line of credit. So again, as you keep going here, let's see what happens at 10 years. At 10 years, you have 184,000 of that house paid off versus 61,000, right? So just amazing. That's the magic of compounded interest. Every month you put in those deposits, those rent checks, right? It lowers the balance. Then you pay your debts off at the end, and at the end of the month, like the last 3 days for the following month. And then you put your deposits in, lowers the balance. You know, you get your rent check somewhere between the 1st and the 5th, typically, right? You put them in, and every night at midnight, you're only paying interest on the balance of this loan. Amazing. And then we get to the 17-year mark, right? And guess what? It's at 0. It's paid off. So 204 months, you paid the loan off. And you've only, if you're in that 30-year fix, you've only paid off $140,400. You still owe $300,000. Ah, my stars, this is just a phenomenal. Please, we need to teach this. You need to call me. You need to see if this works for you. You really want to get on top of this. This is an amazing loan. All right, let's look at a couple other things I'd like to show you. So let's look at the wealth accumulation. I love this table because I love helping people grow their wealth, whether it's in real estate, whether it's in you know, whether you're doing market, whatever. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a tax person at all. I just love seeing how people can grow their wealth. So in this case, here is an idea. Again, I'm not any of those things. So this is just numbers. It's not magical. It's mathematical, but it feels magical because of compounded interest. So as you can see, you paid this off at 205 months. So now you have an extra 154 months going forward. If you were still making that normal 30-year fixed loan, this is all this is showing you. If you were in a normal 30-year fixed loan and you were still making those payments, you would take that $3,069 principal and interest only. If you invested it anywhere, up to you, for 5%, we're simply just showing you, and it got a 5% rate of return, which is super conservative, you would also have an extra $666,700 in your pocket at the end of the 30-year term. Now, it also looks at home appreciation at 3%, also a conservative number. Both houses, $1.4 million. They're both triplexes are going to be worth $1.4 million in the same period of time, because appreciation is simply that, appreciation on whichever house that you're doing. Doesn't matter. But what it shows is that whether you're investing it, again, in real estate that has a 5% return every year, whether it's in stock market or bonds or whatever, if you're investing it somewhere where it at least gets a 5% return, you have now grown your wealth for those last 154 months by 666,700 approximately. Again, educational purposes only, just simply showing you that it could also be a great wealth accumulator for you. How wonderful that is, right? You could even go into this loan and at one point get enough down payment so you can do another investment property, right? And then still be using that line of credit to help. So you're putting both deposits in there. It's just a phenomenal, phenomenal tool. The other thing I want to show you is rates and assumptions. This is an amazing thing. Oh, wrong one. I said the wrong one. We can go back there if you would like. But pay down summary. That's what I want to show you. So the pay down is just an amazing thing to see what it does. So average minimum monthly payment when you do this loan for 17 years is 1,900 compared to the 3,000. That's principal and interest, right? And then average principal reduction monthly is 2,100 compared to 1,200 reduction every month. And average principal reduced annually is 5.9%, where in a 30-year fix, you're only reducing it by 3.3. And interest as a percentage of principal, so 87% goes to principal versus to interest versus 145.6% goes to interest. Crazy. And then the comparison loan effective APR 4.7 versus 7.25. What that tells you is this loan here, if you were to do a 30-year fix, it would need to be at 4.74 to equate to the same result, is what it says. Then it has the break even. This is a HELOC. The rates go up and down, up and down. We're assuming the rate is steady in the whole 17 years. It won't be. It will go up. It will go down. This has a floor. This has a ceiling. It is a home equity line of credit, like any home equity line of credit HELOC that you might have. This one is saying at 9.7, if it was 9.7.83 throughout the term, that would be break even. They would be at the same loans. It's not going to happen that way, as we know. It may be higher, maybe lower, but that is how that works. So anyway, 17 years versus 30 years. Again, educational purposes, just showing you we have a tool that might work for you. If you allow us to show it to you, it's magical. Really, it's mathematical, but it feels magical. It feels so magical. So anyway, I wanted to show you that investment one. If you have a scenario you'd like us to run, please call us at 509-999-6464. Melissa, I'm sure you have some contact information or questions. Please ask your questions. We'll answer them. Any way to get back to you, we'd be honored to do that. Hi, I'm Kathy Colquitt, your mortgage advisor, and I've been around for like this 30-year loan, actually. So a long time to see things. I love this product. It should be the product we teach in high school. So when kids come out, in 8 to 12 years, depending on their profile and all that stuff, they own their home, or they have the ability to then sell and have a lot of equity to go to the next home, and so on and so on. So it is a way to, it potentially is a way to grow your real estate wealth. Absolutely. All right. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much. Appreciate everything.
Yeah,
And
thank you, Kathy. Thank you guys for joining us. And yeah, if you have any questions, reach out. Kathy would love to address them.
yeah, this whole page, I just totally forgot to just show you, but look at your total expense is 844 here, over 1.1 million. You saved 261,000. I don't know about you, especially as an investor, what could you do for 261,000? A lot. In this case, you only put 150 down, right? So 261 would get you, a lot more property potentially. So anyway, please give us a call. Thanks, Melissa. Melissa, is there somewhere they can connect or ask
Yeah,
questions?
definitely. Yep. We'll have it up on the screen here. And also feel free to comment below, leave a message. Our phone number is being blasted on the screen too. So you'll figure out a way to reach us, and we'll be checking on that.
All right. The wow factor loan. I love it. All right. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate you, Melissa. Always. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Appreciate you very much.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Have a great one.